Your Dallas Wings have now lost 3 straight games, and they are now 5-6. For the first time this season, they are under 500 with their record after a 109-103 loss to the Seattle Storm yesterday afternoon. This is Kevin Lewis from DopeContent.com and Dope Content. We are here on the Dope Sports Podcast giving you your weekly Wings update, so let's get right into it. Thank you so much for joining. If you're watching here on YouTube, much love to you. But if you're watching on DopeContent.com, we really appreciate those that come to the website to watch these Wings weekly update as we try to keep them going throughout the season and keep giving you guys updates throughout the season. Maybe you're not able to watch the Wings games and keep up with the Wings like you want to because maybe you don't live in Dallas. Maybe you do live in Dallas, but you work all the time and you just need a quick update. This is what we're here for. So thank you so much for joining. Much love to y'all. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. This is June 18th, 2023. So happy Father's Day. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but today is June 18th, 2023, and it is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to the fathers, I should say. But let's get into it. Dallas Wings lose yet again, man. 109-103. Very exciting game. Very frustrating game. Another frustrating game for the Wings, and it seems to be a lot of frustration with this team and with the refs. As you see, Satu is getting into it with the refs. I mean, it's like the refs are not on our side. Somebody from Dallas pissed the refs off because they've been coming at us real hard in these last few games. But moving on from last week, Dallas Wings fans were high because they just beat Phoenix twice, right? They went 2-0 against Phoenix. Brittany Griner all back in town and etc. And they held, they did a good job with BG and they did a good job with Taurasi, right? So yeah, Dallas Wings fans are feeling themselves, right? Hey, we're ready. We looking good. This and that, yada yada. At the end of the day, Phoenix is 2-7. 2-7. So beating Phoenix twice at this point, the way they're playing, is not really saying much. So I need the Wings fans to relax. And I'm talking to myself too, because I got hyped for a minute as well, right? And I had to remind myself that that's not the same Phoenix team. Yeah, Brittany Griner is back, and she's putting up numbers and things like that. But something is not going right in Phoenix. They're 2-7. They shouldn't be 2-7 because they got a good squad, but they're 2-7. So eventually they're going to have to start, asking questions about, hey, are we really distracted with this whole BG? Every game, everybody's doing this about BG. The media is going crazy about BG being back. Is that distracting Phoenix as a team? Or what's going on? Is it coaching? What's going on in Phoenix? Because there's no reason they should be 2-7 with the roster that they have. Yes, they're missing Skylar Diggins, but you got Mariah Jefferson. You still got Taurasi, and you got BG back. Then you got Cunningham shooting threes like crazy. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Phoenix, but Dallas Wings took them out 2-0 last week at home. We got excited. This crowd, I think this picture right here is actually from that game that I took. And yeah, great crowds every game. So shout out to the fans that's coming to these games because they put close to 6,000 in the arena just yesterday again against Seattle. So shout out to the people that's showing up, man. The attendance is up all the way around for the Dallas Wings and the WNBA. So this is a good sign. This is what I want to see. So shout out to the fans that's coming out to the games this year. But they beat Phoenix, right? They turn around and go to New York. They give up over 100 points in New York. Couldn't do nothing with New York at all. Just horrible against New York. And the whole time I'm sitting here, one thing I'm noticing is the point guard play. The point guard play has not been great. And listen, I'm a fan of Veronica Burton. And I'm a fan of Odyssey Sims. Odyssey was actually doing pretty good off the bench, but it wasn't consistent enough. But Veronica Burton, your starting point guard, we needed more from her. And we still need more from her. Just to go into her numbers, I even asked Coach about her passing up shots because in New York, it seems like she wasn't confident at all. And she was passing up a lot of shots in New York. They lost to New York 102-93. So let's get into that game. Veronica Burton, 3 points the whole game. Let's get into her last 5 games. 0 points against Phoenix. 0 points against Phoenix. 3 against New York. 0 against LA. 0 against Seattle. We got to get better point guard play from the point guard position, right? Cool. We're going to get into the returning Crystal Dangerfield in a minute because she did return yesterday and she was huge at the point guard position. So we're going to get into her in the Seattle game. But going back to Veronica, I asked Coach about her passing up shots. And Coach admitted herself, yes, she is passing up shots. And we talk to her all the time in practice. And we tell her to keep shooting because she can shoot. That's what Coach said. And I agree. I've seen Veronica shoot at practice and at games. Veronica can shoot. She just don't seem to have the confidence right now, right? So Coach did answer that question. We get to the Seattle game. I did just mention that she didn't have any points in the Seattle game. But what I did like was she was aggressive. She was going to the rim. She was taking shots when they were there. I mean, she was being aggressive. That's all I asked for. If they get blocked, they get blocked. That's just what it is. That's part of the game. I mean, you're a point guard. You 5'9". You know, you're going up there with the Giants. You know, you're going to the land of the tall people. So that's your risk. So she went for a couple of layups yesterday against Seattle, and unfortunately they were blocked. They were blocked, but I want her to keep doing that because she can do that. She can score. Just be aggressive. Be confident in what she's doing. That's all I want. That's all I want to see. If she's going to be the starting point guard, be confident in what you're doing because she can play. She's starting PG for a reason. She can play. But right now she's averaging 3.5 points a game, 4 assists a game, shooting 26% from the three-point line, shooting 26% from the field goal, period. She just got to get confidence in that shot, man. She got to get confidence in that shot. And that New York game and that LA game this past week really stood out to me. Really stood out to me about the point guard play and how things were going with her. So I'm pulling for her. I'm pulling for her, but we got to call it what it is. Right now, she's not doing a great job right now at the starting position, right? So let's get into the game with the Seattle Storm. Once again, they lose 109-103. I mean, it was a very good game. The crowd showed up. It was another great crowd for a Saturday. Seattle they was coming in at 2-7, and they were led by Jewel Lloyd, another Notre Dame veteran, Notre Dame legend. You know, her and Arike, Arike, let me say it right. Her and Arike always go at it. They always go at it when they play each other. They went at it early in the season where Lloyd dropped 30 points, and I believe Arike had 26 or 28 points in the first game in Seattle. So these two always go at it, man. They both play the same position. They both looked up to Kobe Bryant. They both wear number 24. They both coming out of Notre Dame. I believe Jewel calls herself the Gold Mamba. So, I mean, hey, this is a battle. If you want to see two players go at it, make sure you catch the next Dallas Wings Seattle Storm game because these two ladies go at it every time they play. Every single time they play. But let's break this game down. The first quarter, Seattle took the lead 26-22 to end the first quarter. Seattle was shooting 47% to end the quarter. Dallas finally shot over 35% in the first quarter of this game. Because the last 4 or 5 games, I believe, I have it in my notes. Yes, the last 4 games, they were shooting 35% and under in the first quarter. Getting off to very slow starts. Jewel Lloyd led Seattle with 13 points on 4 of 6 shooting. In the first quarter, Satu had 8 points with 3 of 6 shooting. Arike, 8 points and 2 of 4 shooting, right? Getting to the second quarter, Jewel Lloyd just went off. She finished the game. She finished the half with 25 points on 9 of 15 shooting as Seattle went into halftime with a lead, 55-47 lead. Satu had 15 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Arike had 14 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Howard and Crystal Dangerfield, the returning Crystal Dangerfield, had 8 points each going into halftime, right? Cool. It's not looking good for Dallas. Jewel Lloyd went off. I mean, 25 points in the first half, that's crazy, right? Third quarter come out, Dallas Wings come out on fire. Natasha Howard went crazy. She started posting up, going, bodying these ladies in the paint, and she started getting her points. She finished the third quarter with 16 points and 10 rebounds. Satu had 23 points and 5 rebounds to finish the third quarter. Crystal Dangerfield, the returning Crystal Dangerfield coming off the bench, had 12 points, and Arike had 22 points to end the third. Now, Jewel Lord went off for 25 in the first half. She had 0 in the third quarter. Bruh. 0 in the third quarter. So defense did something to lock her up in the third quarter, and it was looking good for Dallas. Dallas had the momentum going into the fourth, and we're sitting there thinking, okay, Dallas is about to take control of this game, finish the fourth quarter, and that's it. That did not happen. Did not happen at all. These teams continued to go back and forth. Jewel Lord, who ended up having 0 in the third quarter, went off for 14. Yeah, there you go. I'm looking at my notes. I'm sorry. My screen went black. She went off for 14 in the fourth quarter, and she finished with 39 points, which is a career high for her. So shout out to Jewel Lord for wrong button. Shout out to Jewel Lord for doing her thing. Kia Nurse had 11 points. Russell had 12. And I mean, the whole team, the whole starting lineup, everybody had double-digit scoring on the starting lineup for Seattle, man. They shot 50% at the end of the game, 50% from 3 and 50% from the field goal, period. They shot 81% from the free throw line. Then you go to Dallas. Natasha Howard, like I said, she stepped it up in the third quarter. 20 points, 10 rebounds to finish the game, double-double for her. Satu did not get a double-double for the first time in the last 7 games, but 25 points and 7 rebounds, 5 assists for the Unicorn. Arike Ogunbowale, 41 points. That is a career high for her as well, so shout out to Arike. And then you got nothing off the bench outside of Crystal Dangerfield. Crystal Dangerfield, nice return for her, going 6 for 10, giving you 15 points as the backup point guard. Veronica Burton, again, 0 points, 4 assists. She gave you 4 assists, but 0 points. Maddie Segrist only played 3 minutes. Awak Kuyer only played 1 minute. Jasmine Dickey only played 1 minute. Ashley Jones did not play at all. I was about to go on the rant. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. I asked Coach about the defense because defense hasn't been great, and I asked her, was it lack of communication? Was it effort? Like, what's going on with the defense? Because in the last 2 games, they gave up over 100 points in the last 2 games. So what's happening with the defense? So this is, let me pull it up. This is Coach Trammell's response to my question about the defense.
So is the thing on defense, is it more of a communication thing? I know you just said you love the effort. So is it more of a communications thing going on right now?
Yeah, I think, maybe a little bit. I think it's more of, it's almost like, because as you know, I mean, this is a team this past season that was about the 11th. You know what I mean? So it's just getting them to know that, getting excited about that end of the floor. Definitely, as the broadcaster said before, definitely better. You know what I mean? In a lot of categories, but we just got to build on that, right? And then think about, I'm going to say it again, I'm not trying to make excuses, look who we're missing. And these players are having to play big minutes. They're having to grow up fast or bench faster than they should, to be completely honest. And so if we can just hold on, that will, the benefits will pay off.
So that was her response. I didn't like the response, personally. I didn't like the response to my question about the defense because she used the whole, well, we're missing the Shields, we're missing Tiara, right? Cool, I get it. You're missing those 2 players, right? And then she said the bench has a lot of growing to do, and that's the part where she kind of lost me because the bench don't play much. She don't play the bench. Like, it's a 6-man rotation for the most part when it comes to Coach Trammell's lineup. Like, let's go into the bench minutes yesterday. Crystal Dangerfield played 33 minutes, right? And she was the only one on the bench that scored 15 points. But again, Veronica Burton hasn't been playing great. Crystal Dangerfield, they needed help in the point guard position. Crystal came in, lighting it up, doing her job. So she got 33 playing minutes, right? Maddie Segrist played 3 minutes. Awak Couture played 1 minute. Jasmine Dickey played 1 minute. Ashley Jones didn't play at all. Bruh. So when she says the bench has to grow up, who is she talking about? Because even when Maddie, she played a couple of games, but she don't play consistently. Awak doesn't play consistently, which I still don't understand how Awak made the team over Kalani Brown to begin with. Like, I understand you're trying to develop and give them time to grow, but it's no way that Awak Couture should have made the team over Kalani Brown. And I don't have no problems with Awak. I like Awak. Like, I wish she was able to do more, get more playing time to get a better feel for the game. But Kalani Brown was cut, and then she was brought back under the hardship contract, and she's starting and playing over 30 minutes a game. It had a career high 21 points, 11 rebounds against LA. And then this game, she turned around and had 2 points and 8 rebounds. But come to find out, Coach Tremble yesterday in the press conference did mention that she had a tooth pull and she wasn't feeling her best. So that's why her game wasn't the same yesterday. But she still played over 30 minutes and Awak played 1. So explain to me how Awak made the team to begin with when Kalani Brown got cut, and as soon as Diamond DeShields come back or somebody like that, Kalani Brown's gonna be cut because she's on a hardship contract, just like Odyssey Sims was just cut just because Crystal Dangerfield is healthy and can play again. So she was automatically cut. There's nothing you can do about it. She's automatically cut because she's on a hardship contract. I don't understand it. I don't like it. That's how it is in WNBA. I don't like it. Kalani Brown should have never been cut to begin with. As far as Veronica Burton and Odyssey Sims, if I had to choose right now, I'm taking Odyssey Sims. And my backcourt would be Odyssey Sims and Crystal Dangerfield as my 2 point guards. That's just me personally. That's just from what I'm seeing this year, because Odyssey has had a better season than Veronica Burton. So I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. But I asked Satu Sabli the same question about defense, and let's get her response right here.
Just feeling accountable. I think that you really want to lock someone up. Being on one string, I think we will get back and we'll practice and we'll talk to some things. I think now we've also played a lot of games to see our patterns, so we need to break those and actively work on that now.
You've talked about accountability in your last couple of press conferences. What does that look like for this team?
To me, it looks like just taking pride and wanting to, like, getting into the court and playing your role, holding other people accountable. If you see something, say something. But it's mostly just the pride that you go into with the game.
Okay, Satu is talking about holding people accountable, and Arike came after her and said she should have made Jewel uncomfortable in the first half like she did in the third quarter. And she said it's her fault that Jewel got comfortable in the first half and went off for 25. And once you let the top scorer in the league, because she is the top scorer in the league right now, Jewel Lord is number 1, followed by Arike. So these are the top 2 scorers in the league. Jewel is averaging 25.4 points a game. Arike is averaging 23.5 points a game. And she said we're so much alike that once you let us get hot and get comfortable, it's up from there. You can't miss. So Arike did come and to take accountability for herself by saying, "Hey, I did let Jewel Lord get too comfortable in the first half, and once that happened, it was pretty much downhill, even with the bad third quarter that she had." So, I mean, Dallas has Atlanta next. They have Atlanta next. Dallas is in the 7th spot right now. Atlanta's in the 8th spot right now. So if playoffs was to start today, those would be the last 2 teams in the playoffs. Atlanta is playing better than what they were. The first game, Dallas took them out first game. Very good game. Arike went off, but Atlanta is starting to pick it up. So, I mean, this is not a team that you sleep on come Tuesday. Let's look at their last couple of wins. They beat New York and Connecticut. In New York and in Connecticut. These are huge wins for Atlanta. And they play Indiana today, and then they come to Dallas. So you can't sleep on Atlanta just because you beat them the first game. Like, you got to come on with it, Dallas. You got to come with it. You went from 3-1 to 5-6, just like that. 3-1 to 5-6, just like that. So I don't know what needs to be done. I would personally take Veronica out of the starting lineup and put Crystal Dangerfield there. I feel like they need to move the ball a little more than what they're doing right now. I feel like Natasha Howard and Kalani Brown need more post-up looks consistently. I feel like Maddie Segrist should play more minutes. So that's, as far as a walk, I mean, she's just kind of out there running right now. Jasmine Dickey, I like her on defense, but she don't get to consistently play. So that kind of goes back to what Coach said, when she said the bench has to grow up fast. And I'm like, how? How are they growing up fast? They're not even playing. When Maddie did play, you know, the minutes that she played last week, she did a great job against Phoenix and New York. So why you only playing her 3 minutes against Seattle? So I'm not gonna rant. I'm just here to just call it what it is. This is your Dallas Wings weekly update. We'll see what happens. I will be at the game Tuesday, as I am a media member for dopecontent.com. So we will be at every game. So I'll be there Tuesday to see what happens against Atlanta. I'm predicting that they actually win this game because they need it. They're playing pretty desperate right now. I don't know what's going on with the refs. They're getting some bad calls with the refs. I don't know what's going on between Dallas and the referees. Coach Trammell said, she walked in the press conference, she like, I know they're going to ask me about the refs, but I don't even want to say nothing about it. Like, she said it loud. And then one guy still asked about the refs anyway, and she was trying her best not to say anything that'll get her fined or in trouble. So, like, it was funny. So we'll see what happened, man. But thank you so much for watching on dopecontent.com and on YouTube. This is your Dallas Wings weekly update. We will keep you in touch with the Dallas Wings. Any moves that's made, we will keep you in touch with it. So make sure you follow us. Subscribe to the website, dopecontent.com, for free. All you got to do is put in your email, and hopefully we'll have some interviews coming pretty soon with some of these players. So thank you so much for joining. I hope y'all have a good day. And until next time, I'm out.
Let's go.